Can you just talk about being in Louisville and what got you to become involved with the leadoff dinner tonight?
Well, obviously the biggest thing is just knowing Chris Burke. Chris is from this area here, and I know was with the team last year, and asked me if I'd come and be part of it. And I met Coach Mack at the Dominican Republic in November. I was on a trip over there, and it was just something that that I felt like was a good thing to come and do for him.
Spring training's about to start. How much do you miss it at this time of year?
I missed it this year. This year is probably a little bit harder. Well, not a little bit, a lot harder because last year, when I retired, it was just so easy. I knew it. I wanted to retire. I was so ready to be home and so ready to see the kids do everything that I hadn't done and spend the time with my wife that, I felt like that, playing ball you just miss out on, especially with my family staying in Texas while I was in New York, and it was just a lot of a lot of times alone up in New York for me, and unless I flew home on an off day. So this year, after you spend that whole year at home and you do everything with the kids, and you're like, well, man, they don't even really care now that I'm home. It's been a year and stuff like that. You got to make up some lost time. It's like, maybe I could do it again. So there's no doubt you start thinking about it a little bit more. I'd heard that the second year was probably the toughest, but just it's great to be home. It's just still not feeling like I can make a commitment to go back and do what I need to do to play ball. So just excited to continue to be at home and just trying to do things with my family and enjoy my time.
Commentating, coaching, have you given any of that any thought at
All of it, just trying to figure out what to do. Just I don't want to rush into anything. I retired for my family. I mean, I didn't retire because I couldn't pitch anymore. I retired because I wanted to go home and spend time with my family. And I want to make sure that I don't commit to something that's going to take me away from my family, and I'm going to regret that. So, just trying to see, where I'm going to go and what direction I want to go, but also trying to spend as much time with my family as I can. So that's what I got going on.
Andy, what is your message to kids this age about taking advantage of this opportunity, being able to play baseball, and all, college students? Kind of talk about that a little bit, will you?
Well, I had an opportunity to go and talk to the baseball team today. So, and I really haven't done that. I haven't, as long as I've been around baseball, I haven't had opportunity really to go speak to a college baseball team in a setting like I did today. So, just try to talk to them about some of the things that I feel like made me successful, and has made teams that I've played on successful. These guys want to win a national championship, and you try to give them a little advice. And, there's no substitute for hard work. And these guys have a wonderful opportunity. Every one of those guys want to make it to the next level. They want to go play minor league ball, a chance, and then hopefully make it to the big league. So I know their dreams. I know where they're at. And, God's blessed them with a great ability. You got to have opportunities to, and hopefully somebody gives a lot of these guys opportunities to go and play. But no, there's no substitute for hard work. Whether you're a pitcher or a hitter or whatever, just you got to grind it out and stay after it. And hopefully some of these kids will be able to move on and play at the next level as far as ball.
What's been your impression of Coach Dan McDonald?
He's just a extremely, great guy. I mean, like I said, I was on a trip with him in November in the Dominican Republic. Didn't get to spend a lot of time with him, but just seems like a great man. He seems like a great leader, and it's been nice to be around him what little bit I have.
You mentioned hard work. What are some of the things that made you successful, you believe?
Well, obviously, I believe hard work, and then. Like I told them today, I wasn't a guy that struck out a whole lot of people. I wasn't a guy that when people watch me pitch, I don't think just said, man, look at the stuff this guy's got. I mean, he can go out there and just absolutely dominate a game and strike out 20 batters or anything like that. Sometimes it comes down to mental preparation, being able to handle certain situations where maybe other guys that get out there in a certain situation, they can't handle it like maybe I could. So I think the mental side of the game is huge. I think heart is huge, determination. When things are hard out there and tough, how are you going to respond? How are you going to respond to failure, How are you going to respond when you've lost 3 or 4 games in a row? Are you going to be so beat up mentally that the season's over? You aren't able to pull it together. I've been through all that. All that's happened to me. And fortunately, and thank the Lord, I've had an opportunity to do a lot of great things in the game. And I feel like that gives me a little bit of stature with these kids to let them know that you can do it. If your preparation, if mentally you're tough enough, if your determination is where it needs to be, and then also you always realize you got to have great teammates around you. You got to have people around you doing great things. I'm a product of a lot of great teammates and a lot of great players, a lot of great coaches, and very fortunate to be in great organizations and all that. It makes you who you are and has made me be able to do what I've done in this game.
You mentioned organizations. You go to Houston, you get in the World Series with Houston, you win it with the Yankees. What was it like for Andy Pettitte to pitch in New York and Houston? Kind of comparing the two. I know it's two totally different.
Yeah. It is. It's two totally different, and I've let it be known. I think that people know. I came up in New York. I came up in the minor leagues. Right. I was developed in that organization mentally. I was developed in that organization to be able to go and to handle the pressures of New York, which is completely different. And it's a tough place to pitch, especially when things aren't going good. You better have real thick skin. And then so to go from there and then to go to Houston, where it's my hometown, where all my family's there, and where I don't think it really mattered what I did, people were going to be happy with me. Where no matter what you did in New York, if you didn't win, they weren't happy with you. So it was totally different. But it was being raised in that environment in New York. It was kind of like, that's what you kind of want. That's what it's kind of strange to explain, but you expect that, and I almost kind of got used to it. So, the team breaks up in Houston, and New York just, really, they wanted me to come back, and I appreciated it that I felt like that when I left, they missed me, and they asked me to come back, and try to bring some of the things to the table that I did when I was there, and to be able to go back and win a World Series, and then to go to Houston and that organization never being able to win a playoff game or a playoff series, and be able to help them get to the World Series was, those two things are just really high up there on things that I've been able to accomplish, as a player and as a team, that are pretty special to me.
Is it the pinstripe, the Yankees tradition, that really makes it special?
It is. There's no doubt about it. People ask you all the time, what makes it special. I mean, whenever and I'm not a big baseball historian, but whenever you're there and you're around, and then you see Whitey Ford walk into the clubhouse and start talking to you, and Yogi Berra's in the clubhouse every game with you, sitting in the. You come in and you're changing shirts, and Yogi's sitting on the couch, and just makes comment. You're like, man, this is ridiculous. Yogi Berra's sitting right here. So they just do a great job of keeping, people around, and just a great job of, just pushing you, to try to take it to the next level. And if you don't do it, they're going to find somebody that's going to. So.